our podcast and vidcast. This is episode 176. I am your co-host, Drew Meyer. I'm joined by my lovely host, Davey Beauchamp. And I'm going to let the rest of our panel introduce themselves, starting over at the end.
Hey, I am Flintstress from Geek Radio Daily.
Ding!
GeekRadioDaily.com.
Ding!
is our website. And we do a podcast about lots of geeky things. Doctor Who, The Walking Dead, Firefly. We basically just talk about like everything, video games, music, movies. So if you're into geeky stuff, you should check out our podcast.
I'm the wonderful Billy Flynn, also from GeekRadioDaily.com.
Ding!
Yeah, daily 15-minute-ish or so show that tries to cover everything, the stealth geek nature of trying to be a geek, but having to do normal work stuff. And we have the long-form shows we like to do. I'm a voice actor, and my band's playing tonight, so come see us. Yay!
Yay!
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. And we're called Paradox Machine, so come on.
I am Maya Chrysler. I am not from a podcast.
What?
Boo her!
Yes. Spoilers. But I do make awesome nerdy t-shirts for all of the family, from toddlers all the way up. And also do a bunch of art and other nerdy things. Yes, you can check it out in the art show.
You could probably add onesies to your repertoire pretty easily.
I actually have baby onesies in my repertoire.
All right, we'll have to talk.
Yep.
Yes. Pregnancy shirts, though. We're still working on them.
I'm waiting for you to introduce yourself.
Again, I am Davey Beauchamp. I am the host of gallifreypiratradio. I'm also a writer and lots of other things. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm on Benadryl. I poisoned myself with coconut. I took Benadryl. But I have something very, very special to say to a member of this panel today. Happy birthday, Drew!
Great.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you guys, I appreciate that.
And I do have a birthday present for you that I wrapped in lovely con flyers because I tried to wrap it. So I got creative with the wrapping.
All right, well, before I get around to opening this, here's how we're going to do. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff involving, of course, Doctor Who. But when Davey first told me about this panel and told me who was going to be on the panel, I said, okay, it's going to be myself, a couple, and another couple. How can I make this interesting? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play our own Gallifrey Pirate Radio version of the Newlywed game. So, about 2 weeks ago, I sent our Newlywed panelists a series of questions. Now,
Yeah, we've been together for 14 years. Bring it.
But it is my birthday today. Yesterday, I celebrated my 16th anniversary. My wife wasn't going to come, but she wanted to grade papers.
She doesn't like to be seen in public with Drew.
She's the responsible adult in the relationship.
Yes, look who she's paying here. I sent them 5 questions. I said, do not let your significant others know your answers or what even the questions are, and I've asked both of them. So the questions will involve asking them a question and then asking the other person, what do you think your significant other answered for these? No, this is not actually going, this is a game, but we're not going to score points.
The points don't matter.
The points, like everything. But we'll let them work on their own internal strife within the relationship when they get them wrong. So here's what we're going to do.
That's not real true.
We're going to...
God, that looks like, if you look upwards, it looks like something from the TARDIS.
The
lights are saying something.
That's why we're in this room.
We call it a time rotor. Anyway, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to start off with some questions for Davey and Maya here. And this is also not only a great way of killing some time on a panel, but also getting to know your panelists. So, Maya, question number 1. This is how I worded it for her. What companion do you think, Davey thinks, you think is the sexiest? Now, if you flip up your card, I will show the audience what your first answer was. You said Captain Jack Harkness. Now, the question is, what did Davey think that Maya thinks? So, Davey, you want to flip over
This first one right here?
the first one? That's just one of them. Bam! Oh, very nice. Now,
That's a softball to start with.
I know.
well, you know, if we make them too hard. So here's how this works. Now the question is, Dave.
Yes.
You are provided with a magic wand in which allows you to create a televised Doctor Who and any other television series crossover. Well produced, in fact. The question is, what television show does Maya want to see crossed over with Doctor Who?
That's my choice.
And you chose?
Star Trek.
Star Trek. Maya, you chose?
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica.
I was one of the two. It was one of the two.
Cybermen. It's a natural
Oh, thank you so much.
They're meant to be.
Oh, okay. I'm good.
Somebody say Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Well, that would be the perfect trifecta.
You know what? And here's why. As funny as that crossover would be, the fact that Doctor Who takes supernatural and explains it through scientific means would, well, of course they both have vampires, so that could actually work.
They do?
A Buffy Doctor Who.
Because vampires are a lot more
natural. Yeah.
Yeah, super new law.
All right. Well, that's true. But it's already been done by fans. Anyway, this is an interesting one. So this one involves a theoretical child, because they don't have children as of yet. So here's what I asked. Was that long snow it for 10 months? Who knows what? Anyway, so I asked, and this is going to be if you guys had a theoretical child, or even a real child, what do you think Davey wants to name this? What Doctor Who themed name would Davey want to name this child? And she said, Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart, of course, the Brigadier. The question is, how well does she know Davey? Davey, what did you answer?
Peter Davison?
No.
So we already know that this theoretical child is off to a bad start.
Well, he becomes a Cyberman, so I guess there you go.
Spoilers. All right, so number 4, Davey. If Maya could choose a living celebrity to play the next Doctor, and we're not done with Peter Capaldi yet, but when that eventuality happens, who is Maya going to choose to be the next Doctor?
Oh, do I show mine?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I asked you.
Oh, Katie Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff from the formation Battlestar Galactica. The question is, Maya, who would you like to see as the next Doctor? Why, it's Dame Maggie Smith.
Oh.
See, I knew her Battlestar Galactica love.
Well,
Yeah, absolutely.
just a little too late. Just a little too late. That's her.
Look, man.
There, finally.
She's got the presents.
She's got the present.
And she's British.
And she doesn't know what a weekend is. Sorry, deep cut down Naffrey reference. Here's the last one for you guys. Your good buddy. I don't even remember what I put. Your good buddy, the Doctor, has offered you the use of the TARDIS for a honeymoon vacation. Anywhere, anywhen you can go. The question is, Davey, where are you going to go? And where do you think Maya would like to go for that honeymoon? So go ahead. Dave, go ahead and flip it up. It goes the other way.
Okay. Bam!
Davey wants to go 100 years into the future. He thinks Maya wants to go back in the past to meet the Buddha. Maya, what do you think? Well, being that there's their romantic honeymoon, she wants to go to all the romantic places in the universe, not one location. Davey wants to go somewhere in the past, possibly pirates, possibly China. So it's got a crossover over there.
Chinese pirates. Chinese pirates.
I think at least if nothing, Chinese pirates, which of course counts. Absolutely.
One of the most famous female Chinese pirates called her.
Yes, the one whose name I do not.
Mulan? What?
But you know that Vikings are also considered pirates, but that's a panel for another panel. So, what do you think, guys? Do you think they can make it based off of their answers?
I think we should.
So far, they're doing all right. Okay. So now it brings us over to the wonderful Billy Flynn and Flintstress.
What did you do to your tab?
Oh, there were issues. Okay.
She got hungry. I'm gonna say the baby did it, but she didn't really.
Those guys.
That's legit.
Oh, I thought there was more to that story than that. Okay.
No. You have, if I tell it, it's not going to be nearly as good as what you've already.
The wonderful Billy Flynn
Yes.
asked if your spouse were the doctor, what would be their unique signature fashion item? For the Flintstress, you said. No, this is for Billy.
Yeah, that's for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Billy said roller skates.
Roller skates.
Flintstress, what would be your unique fashion item?
Roller skates.
Oh, there. Well done. I enjoyed the magic wand question so much, I wanted to repeat it. So, Billy, if the Flintstress had a magic wand that would allow for a televised Doctor Who crossover,
right.
What show would she cross over with Doctor Who?
She would do Star Trek, specifically the Next Generation, I do believe.
Star Trek.
Boom.
Would that be specifically the Next
Yes,
Generation?
it would. Specifically Next Generation. I didn't put that on
Because
there,
that's where her love of Star Trek started.
Yeah.
Next Gen.
And
All right.
you and the Doctor together in an episode, that'd be pretty great.
Yeah.
The Master is, yeah.
Flintstress. But they just yell at each other the entire. Well, it depends on the master. Okay, Flintstress, you have a TARDIS. You decide to renew your vows by changing your past. Which doctor would you choose to officiate your wedding?
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker. Billy Flynn, what doctor would you choose to officiate your wedding?
I thought this was what would Billy Flynn choose.
What would Billy Flynn choose?
Yes.
Yes, let's look it up. What do you
Well,
choose?
I thought I was answering what she was going to pick.
Well, you know what? What do you think?
Well, she would do David Tennant because that's her doctor. Tom Baker is my doctor. That's why I wrote David Tennant
No,
down.
well, there you go. Bravo to the both of you. That's fine. You know what? As moderator, it's my job to take that back upon myself for that dinner. I will be having the Ritual Seppuku panel at 7 o'clock this evening. It's only 3
Yeah.
7 o'clock. We're done with everything by 7.
Oh, we still have other panels that we haven't done. Not panels.
Maya said that she wanted to be involved with the podcast. There you go. Ritual, suicide, and a new host. What's not to love? Okay, question 4.
You need a regeneration sequence?
Oh, shh. That's just going to be a spray of blood, not a glow.
Okay.
Billy, what is the best Doctor Who themed gift you have given the Flintstress?
I hope she does count it because she was right there when I was like, no, you're getting this, we're getting this. But I think she does truly love her TARDIS wallet.
Do you love your TARDIS wallet, or have you chosen something else?
I did pick something else, and I couldn't find it to bring with me today. River Song side screwdriver. That was a close one. That was a toss-up.
Yes.
I'm actually surprised you didn't say the munchkin over there, but that's okay.
Well, she is Melody, so
Right, that's what I'm saying. So.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting left. You are accepted to the Time Lord Academy. All right. You graduate with a triple first. Good on you. By what title do you choose to be called? All right. So the Doctor, but no, you can't take one that's already been taken. The Doctor's been taken. The Master's been taken. The Monk has been taken.
The Ronnie.
The Ronnie has been taken. There's a couple other ones. But so the question is, really, what do you think the Flintstress should be called? And what do you think she's going to call you?
Hopefully she does know this, but obviously I'm the wonderful Billy Flynn. I'm the wonderful. She, thanks to her wonderful superhero abilities, would be the Somnia.
We were actually pretty close. I said I'm the sleeper.
Wait, Somnia, I think we absolutely have to give you credit for that.
But I gave you the debater.
Now, I think, do you think you should argue that point? Explain to the audience why she should have chosen to name you the Wonderful. No, you really don't have to. Because I've got a bonus question for you guys, just because that would be kind of fun. GPR believes in the sanctity of marriage. I just want to put that out there really quick. But purely for hypothetical reasons, and mischievous ones, I asked the Flintstress that if she grants the wonderful Billy Flynn a freebie with anyone associated with Doctor Who, actor, writer, etc., director, etc. Trust me, you're going to need a lot of etc. after this. So the question is, wonderful Billy Flynn, who do you think the Flintstress chose for you as your freebie?
I don't have a card. I'm just saying it?
Yeah.
Okay. This is easy enough. There are tons of very lovely people throughout Doctor Who. But she knows me well. If there's one person, she's going to say that we're going to go with Torchwood because I would want a night with Gareth David Lloyd.
Yeto from Torchwood.
Thank you!
And that is your answer, yes. You did
Gareth David Lloyd, not Yanto.
Not Yanto. Oh, Gareth David Lloyd. Okay.
Because I never understood why anybody thought, like, it was like, oh, Yanto. My first Dragon Con panel, people were saying, like, oh, we want to see Yanto. I was like, why? Why? Because he's got the slick back in his stuffed shirt, and he comes out at the panel, and the hair's just loose, he's got a necklace on, he's got this smile, I'm like, now I see it. Now
gotcha.
I see it. Yes.
All right. We got, ladies and gentlemen, a hand for our panelists for the Newlywed game.
I guess not.
What's that?
I don't have to say hers.
Oh, and who do you think? I didn't ask her. I wanted to find out who she thought yours, but who do you think for her?
Oh, it's easy. For hers, it's John Barrowman. There's no middle ground there.
Okay. So we are going to talk a little bit about Series 8 and we want to see for Series 9. But first, ladies and gentlemen, we have quite a bit of Doctor Who news. In fact, there's too much news to actually go over in one panel. But we are going to go over a couple of really important parts. Now, letting you know that every aspect of the news that we are going to discuss has been officially released by the BBC. So we at GPR do not consider this to be a spoiler in any way, shape, or form. This is public knowledge if you go looking for it or if you pay any attention to any of the Doctor Who websites.
It's public knowledge provided you knew it.
Yes, provided you know it, you've got it taken care of. We had, not too long ago, a really lovely video in which we found out, via the crunch and slurp of an apple, that, ladies and gentlemen, for Series 9, Missy is going to return. Panelists, what do you guys think about this?
And she's just not returning, she's actually appearing in the first 2 episodes of the season, which we actually have now both titles to.
Both titles, which is The Magician's Apprentice and...
This is something familiar.
The Witch is familiar.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
Oh, I thought you meant it was just something familiar.
Well, there's something familiar about this title, but I can't remember what it is. So what do you guys think? Flinchers, what do you think? Are you excited about this news?
On the one hand, I was happy to see a female as the master, right? So, I mean, that was definitely very cool. And, and when we were trying to figure out who she was all through last season, kind of going back and forth debating, if you will, on who was who.
Oh, that's okay. All right.
And then, but I don't know. I kind of feel like the end of last season, and that, I don't know. I hope that her storyline doesn't go too much further. In another Who panel yesterday, we were talking about how we're ready for something original. It's a brand new monster, something that's not a reference to classic Who. Not that there's anything wrong with classic Who, don't get upset over there, Davey.
What?
We're ready for a brand new original bad guy, in my opinion.
Okay, so if I'm reading this right, you're saying it's cool to get the Master back as long as the Master's reappearance is not the entire stretch for the series arc.
Right.
We get something else, but boom, because, all right, go. What do you think? Wonderful Billy Flynn.
I think it's an incredibly bold move to close out the season and then open it with not only just the same villain, but the Master returning. And they're setting an expectation in me that I don't know that they can achieve. And I hope they can, because it's going to have to be a spectacular, just crazy, something beyond what we had at the season finale, which was a story build-up that was just insane. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm very excited about it, but yes, I don't want it all season long to be about the Master. I want the Master to come in, crash, make a wave or whatever, and then go disappear and work on some evil machinations in the background, hopefully with Q, because yes, that would be awesome. But yeah, I'd like to see something new, but I'm very optimistic about it because I loved her portrayal as the Master. I thought I could see Roger Delgado in a dress doing this. I really could. So I'm happy about it, but I want to say that I'm going to stay cautiously optimistic.
Maya, what do you think?
I feel like it was a little expected.
Yeah?
I mean, when she hit the button, if you looked at the color, when he hit the button, when you looked at the color of light when she disappeared, you knew she wasn't dead.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
It was obvious that she went somewhere. So of course she's gonna come back.
Well, she was, but in the season premiere, that floored me. It really did. I'm sorry. You're supposed to be stop talking. I'm
No, let's
debating.
debate about it.
It was perfect.
I was not surprised.
And so I agree with what you're saying of like, it needs to be really big and there needs to be something really clever with it because it's like, oh, the master's a woman. Okay. And, okay. Like, I really want her to be supremely evil or supremely manipulative or something really big and terrifying. Like, I need more.
Davey? Okay, I was not surprised at the least, but this is what I take away from it with the title and with her coming back in the first 2 episodes of the season. Is this the master that the Doctor's already met, or is this the Doctor before, or is this the master before she actually went after him in Series 8? So is this a pre-Series 8 master, or is this a after Series 8 master? And is this 2-part going to actually tie into a Battlefield? Because I mean, Magician's Apprentice, maybe we are getting finally the Arthurian story that started in Battlefield, because they recognize the Doctor as the master, or Merlin with a different face. So maybe we're finally going to get that sort of tied up, and we don't know which Missy we're getting. Pre-Series 8 or after Series 8, which I think that would be really interesting if we actually did pre-Series 8. So the Doctor, it's timey-wimey, really timey-wimey, and make it just a different take, something new, something fresh.
So Missy's going to be Morgana thing?
No, we already know who that is.
Okay.
That was in Battlefield.
I know, but I wanted.
If you guys haven't seen Battlefield, it's the first episode of season 26 of the last McCoy season. It's really good, but also really hard to find in DVD. So, but okay. Well, cool. Thanks, you guys, for that. We're going to switch it up from he's looking over. He wants to find out. You got something special for this one?
I want to talk about that one.
Okay, so Big Finish has announced that, Big Finish Audio has announced that they're going to be doing, well, there's a lot of stuff going on, of course, but Big Finish has announced that they're going to be doing a whole series of episodes starring the character of Kate Stewart. So Gemma Redbaker is going to be coming back as her character Kate Stewart, doing what we can assume are unit stories. Yes. So I haven't read any aspect of it other than I saw the title and said, fantastic, I will buy it as soon as it comes out. I don't even need to read the paragraph underneath the headline.
Yeah, this is their first chance or technically second chance, of being able to create stuff in New Who. Because they have specifically had to be separate. They weren't able to use any of the new stuff whatsoever, except for the one anniversary thing they did where they did a story that involved all 12 Doctors. This is them getting to playing current continuity. This is them getting to playing New Who, which this might be the precursor to them doing stories of 9, 10, and 11. And we know 10 and 11 will come back for it. We know Eccleston won't, but Nick Briggs does an incredible Eccleston.
It's absolutely true. Yeah, his Eccleston. Night of the Scourge, right?
Yes.
That Night of the Scourge, which is part of the Light at the End. No, Destiny of the Doctor. Destiny of the Doctor's 9th episode, Night of the Scourge. If you haven't checked out the Destiny of the Doctor audio run that they came out with for the 50th, it's really quite excellent.
And the second big news, which I did not put down there, which I think came out after this, what we wrote this up.
Oh, you let them.
Oh no,
you guys have anything to add?
I'm learning.
Okay. We are finally getting the 6th Doctor's regeneration story.
Yes.
They are going to be killing off Colin Baker, the 6th Doctor, in a special box set that comes out, I believe, around September. So we finally get to find out what actually happened between the Ronnie and the Doctor to cause the regeneration, the bump in the TARDIS, so to speak.
I'm supremely happy to get this story, but I'm incredibly disappointed if the 6th Doctor's last words are still not carrot juice. Like, there's something about, this is something fairly, the indignation of the 6th Doctor through all the trials and tribulations that Colin Baker's Doctor had to go through, to not, his last words being carrot juice before going through regeneration. I still hope it ends in that sort of way, but how do you guys feel about either of those news stories there? Are you Big Finish listeners?
I do, not as many as I would like to have done because, you know, time. I need a TARDIS of my own. But now, some of that stuff is fantastic, and how could you pass up the opportunity to have the entire Doctor story? I mean, that was just something beautiful. But you know, letting Unit do its own thing, I thought as a show that could have happened a long time ago. That would have been the other version of Torchwood, the one that doesn't need, you know, sexy superheroes running around saving people. I love her character. I love that they kept honoring the Brigadier and had a way to tie that into the classic show. So I'm really looking forward to what they're doing. And I just can't wait to see exactly what it is, how they're going to kill off Colin Baker, because again, it's not going to be as good as we've all made up minds because we came up with the ultimate story.
And audio as a format and what they can do with it is just so powerful to be able to expand and explore the universe without having to have the production budget of doing it live action, and you know, to be able to explore that is just they do such a great job with the production.
Big Finish is just an excellent audience. You guys listen to Big Finish at all? Gotten a chance to listen to the Big Finish? If you haven't, we highly recommend it. If you like them on Facebook, they'll let you know when they're having sales. They will have downloads for like $1 and $2 every once in a while, usually with really good stories to jump into the series. Everyone has their own version of where you should start. Beginning's never a bad place to well, no, actually,
episodes 1 through 50 are $5 to download. That's just how they have it now. They're getting ready to release Dark Ice 4, which is the finale to the Dark Ice series, which starts Omegon. And that's going to
recommend Dark Eyes 1 through 3 first.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they do some wonderful deals.
Maya, you've got a chance to listen to some Big Finish. Not at all?
No.
I'm going to assume that you had at least up.
I know what your podcast can be about.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, cool. Hey, toys! Let's talk about toys, why don't we? More specifically, Legos! Now, of course, once the generic Lego license became available, Character Building put together their own series of Doctor Who Character Builder toys, which are really fun, but they're not Lego. However, some fans through Lego's process pitched a couple of ideas for Lego, and Lego announced...
Curio
is the website. Lego announced that, hey, we're going to do some Lego toys. So the official Lego Doctor Who toy set will be coming out within the next year and a half, I believe.
Yeah.
They haven't set a specific date, but I'm going to ask the panelists what they think about this and what they think for their hopes for a Lego Doctor Who game to be coming out promptly thereafter. What do you guys think? I'm going to let anyone who wants to speak up with this, speak up with that.
I'm super excited about it, and I love it. And I think that having a game would be great, because what's so fun about the Lego games is the way that you build, and no matter how it's, whether it's Batman or it's Lord of the Rings or any of the games that we've played, we have to put stuff together, and it has all the different puzzle aspects of it. Doctor Who is going to fit great with that. I think that's when you've really made it, right? When you get a Lego version.
Right.
Yeah, Doctor Who has finally made it to the mainstream of America when we're going to see kids playing with their Legos. Now, of course,
I want to throw one more question in there with what you asked. What do you think they're going to focus on? Do you think they're going to focus on classic, new, or a combination of all? Because we know that with curio sets, they usually only do one set.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the Ghostbusters, we got just Ecto 1 and the 4 Ghostbusters. Minecraft was the rare exception because it sold so well, we got multiple sets. What do you think they're actually going to do?
My prediction is that they'll start with the New Who, and then if it's wildly popular, then they'll integrate the classic stuff. Or, you know, and if they go classic, they'll go Tom Baker, they'll go some of the more well-known classic stuff. But yeah, I think they'll start with the new stuff. And I hope that they have, that it's not just sets, that they're really mix and matchable, because you think about the Lego movie and how it was all about, like, don't follow the directions, oh wait, but here's our repackaged set. I hope that they have, that it's a lot of just plain out creativity, that you can just go wild with it.
I was actually, I mean, we've wanted the Lego Doctor Who set for so long.
It makes so much sense.
But the announcement, I have to admit, the first thing that I thought of was, oh my God, we get the Lego Doctor Who game.
Yeah.
That was my more immediate thought to that, because I was like, oh, finally! Because those are video games you'll play. I like that. That's really cool. I think what they're going to do, though, they're obviously going to have to, just start with the new. I wonder if they'll even just go and just be goofy about it and just start with Tenet, since that's what they don't want to do with New Who so much. They're either going to do just like a quick overview of New Who, focusing on that, but I absolutely have to believe in a limited a limited set that Davey's going to camp out for, that there will be just a, hey, if you're really crazy about it, here's like a TARDIS with all the doctors and different sonic screwdriver pieces and stuff that you can put together. There's no way, I mean, we've proven that we'll pay money, IMAX money, to watch an episode we've already seen. There's no way they're not going to give us more chances to throw money at their faces.
Oh, yeah, something interchangeable where you can make a custom TARDIS that had pieces from all of the doctors.
Right. See? I want
Lego Rondels. I also want the William Hartnell and the Patrick Troughton Doctor to not be yellow, but to be actually a light gray scale. Just
the flesh route, like with the Star Wars figures and stuff like that now.
Oh, that's true. I guess they are doing that.
Yeah, because actually Star Wars was early enough where they actually had yellow, and then they eventually turned them to the flesh color pieces.
How are they going to get the circles? I love the circles. How are they going to get the circles on the wall?
Stickers.
Oh, okay.
No. You've got the arch piece, right? And then the opposite arch piece. They can stick together like that.
Okay. There you go. Problem solved.
Or depending on the size, all you need is the little one-piece, small round one.
Or this is Lego. Custom pieces. I mean, we're going to shell out, we're going to shell a small fortune for these Legos anyway.
Absolutely. It was, let's see, I'm going to go to Seasons of War next.
Yes.
War Doctor, raise your hand if you guys like the War Doctor. Nice, of course, 50th anniversary. There's quite a lot of highlights for the 50th anniversary movie, War Doctor being one of them. And since we only really got, well, it's safe to say we've seen the War Doctor in 3 episodes of Doctor Who, right? So the name of the Doctor, the day of the Doctor, and then we get that brief back of the flashback in the episode. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's another one. If you want to learn more about the War Doctor,
your public library.
Visit your public library where they have a single book called Engines of War by George Mann, which is actually, I was reading it, it's a well done series. But if you want more than that, a group of individuals for a very good cause out of Ireland and actually Canada released an anthology, a non-official, not sanctioned by the BBC, but allowed. The BBC is aware of it, and they're cool with it because it's non-for-profit, but it's all from charity for the Caldwell Children's Home. A series called The Seasons of War. And The Seasons of War is about 30 stories with 30 different authors, many of them authors that took part in the New Adventure series for the Virgin books and so on back in the late 90s, early 2000s, writing their own unique take of the War Doctor, and this is the best part, during the Time War. So if you guys want to get some of this, now Davey, have you got a chance to read any of the stories in this one?
I've just looked over some stuff, skimmed some stuff, read some reviews, and everything I've heard, it's absolutely amazing and phenomenal.
Are you guys familiar with this, the Seasons of War? Have you heard about this one?
I heard about this, want this, because part of the Big Finish stuff I did get was McGann stuff where they got to do some of the Time War stuff.
Right.
Which I thought was fascinating, and I love how it could still fit into what we're doing now.
Sure.
But yeah, I want to know more about that whole time period. What happened for them to go from foppish, crazy people being, just soap opera-esque almost, to just out and out war. I want to know how bad things got. I really did.
I'm about halfway through the book right now. I got a digital PDF copy, and as a librarian, I gotta say, it just doesn't feel the same without having a book in my hands. But luckily, the book is going to be released sometime in the next couple of weeks. The response for this was so kind of overwhelming that there is going to be a second volume coming out sometime. And the response to that seemed to be at least overwhelming enough that there may be a third volume for this one. So this is a series that definitely has legs. And if you're interested, if this is something that interests you, go to Seasons of War, I think it's .org. Take a look, and you can buy the PDF for relatively cheap. But remember, all money, all proceeds go to the Caldwell Children's Home. This is for a very good cause, and it's something that it means a lot to a lot of people. So.
And they're also on Facebook, so if you look up Seasons of War on Facebook, you'll find their group and everything and what they're doing. and what they're doing next.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a pretty safe bet that if you're a big fan of Doctor Who, that you're going to listen to, watch, read, just about anything in the universe, as long as it's well done, quality written, fits in with the continuity, you know, whether it's expanding, whether you're finally getting the answer of what happened with the Sixth Doctor's regeneration, or more about what was going on in the Time War. Since the show has been on for so long, there are so many unexplored avenues. I think that any, you know, like I said, as long as it's well done, as long as it's sanctioned by the BBC, as long as it fits in with everything else.
Well done. I still watch the Peter Cushing ones. Come on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have to be well.
It does. Well, there was a time, anything Doctor Who that you could have got your hands on, for us over here, yeah.
Yeah, and which was basically the 5 Doctors, the Key to Time series on DVD, and then the Peter Cushing VHS. Yeah, so on and so. Yeah, as far as the writers go, yeah, they've got some really quality writers, and then, you know, for the second one, they have some not so quality writers because I have a story in background, so that was kind of interesting.
So you got it?
I got in, so they took one of my stories, so we'll see what that. I'm not finished writing it yet, but right now it's pretty fun. Okay, so we are gonna, we've got another few minutes here. I've got one more news article I want to talk about. We're gonna let Billy and the Flintsters go a little early so that they can get to their Mar panel.
You might have to let Davey go too.
Okay.
You got a 1 o'clock.
Do I have 1 o'clock?
You told me you did.
I also have a 1 o'clock, but you know, we'll
let's all go now.
One last thing. Here's the beauty. If you guys are fans of the classic series, you know that not all of the classic series exists, at least in the televised version. The BBC went through a period of time where, since they didn't have repeats, they wiped old episodes. And so there's a giant chunk, mainly in the Patrick Troughton era, that is missing. And so these missing episodes, of course, during the 50th, we got almost 2 complete stories back. I am not here to announce any found new episodes, but what we would like to draw your attention to is the fact that recently the BBC uncovered it was about 12, 13 minutes of an interview with the first Doctor, William Hartnell. Not as the Doctor, has actually almost nothing to do with Doctor Who. He mentions it very briefly, because Hartnell had a long and storied career prior to.
Because it got cut off.
Yeah.
That's the part they're missing, is the Doctor Who portion of the interview. Of course.
But if you would like to see, I think one of only 2 existing interviews with William Hartnell, the BBC, well, it got leaked early, then they pulled it, and then they went, okay, you guys can have it, and then they pulled it again. Yeah. I think it's actually out on their site now that you can find it, but the William Hartnell interview, and this is for a program that apparently has been running as far back as this, where it asks you if you are stuck on a desert island. It starts off with, if you're stuck on a desert island, what 5 pieces of music do you want to have with you to listen to? Not television shows or books. But Hartnell answers those. I'm not going to give them away.
And the interesting thing about the interview is you actually get to hear Hartnell's real voice.
Yes.
Because even with the second interview where they actually have him talking about it because he was doing a pantomime, he's actually, he almost sounds like the Doctor. He's using his sort of Doctor voice in that interview. This is actually Hartnell's real voice that he's using in this interview, the radio interview that they found.
You guys got a chance to listen to it?
No, it's backlogged on my list. I'm like, well, especially when I'm like most of the Doctor Who stuff was missing. I'm like, well, I'm gonna get to it. But
right.
If it had been there, I would have been like immediately there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, it's good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, with just a few minutes left, do you have any questions for the panelists regarding? Yes.
What's your present?
Oh!
Yeah!
What's my present? You guys want to give me my present?
Yeah!
This is a scintillating podcast.
That's why I brought it to the panel.
Okay.
They make Doctor Who underoos? Oh. Wow.
What is it?
Well, it's not Doctor Who, but I now own my very own low pan action figure.
That's what sold me on him.
Wait, ooh, does it actually name it? It's the little beholder dude. That is awesome. That is, thank you, David. That is brilliant.
Sadly didn't have Jack Burton, so I went with the next best one, Low Pan.
You know what they say. Anyway, if you can't get Jack Burton, who? Jack Burton, me! Go with Lopan. Yeah. Absolutely. That is some Lopan style birthday present right there. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, bravo.
Now there's a crossover for you to think about.
Big Trouble in Little
Big Trouble in Little China, the Doctor show.
Big Doctor in Little China.
No. Big Trouble in Little Gallifrey.
Big Trouble in Little Gallifrey. I like that. Oh, very nice. And we find out that the Lopan peels off his face and is the master the entire time.
Or the Medal of the Monk.
Or
he's wearing robes.
Does anybody else have any other questions?
Jack another incarnation of the Jackson?
Ooh, there we go. Or maybe he could even be another incarnation of Jack. Captain Jack. I could see
Kurt Russell.
Actually, I can see that. Because I also see Snape plus
can't show Captain Jack.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, there you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, do you have any other questions for our panel of Doctor Who fans? No.
I don't think anybody mentioned their opinion of the new Doctor. We talked a lot about Missy. But
that's true. Well, yeah. We have it briefly. So, in the 8 minutes we have remaining, let's talk about Series 8. Overall, what let's see, liked it, disliked, what you thought of Capaldi as the Doctor, favorite episode, least favorite episode. Wow. And did it work for you?
Giving Billy Flynn the entire 8 minutes?
No. Everybody but Billy. Billy gets the last minute, and we got to see him rush with it. Flintus, I want to start with you. We've got some idea of what we thought about the Missy, but what did you think about the season in general?
I like it. And good, done. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. No, I do like Peter Capaldi a lot. I see some throwbacks to some of the older Doctors in him. I prefer the Doctor and the companion to not have any kind of romantic will they, won't they. So I think Clara kind of going, oh wait, where did my cute, almost sort of boyfriend go? You know, it's been an interesting dynamic. And Danny Pink, I could have done without. I think that was maybe not done without him entirely, but I think that it kind of dragged on a little bit, and very interesting to see where they go next.
Sure. Would you actually like to see Sam Anderson return in some form or another?
No.
Okay. Just curious.
It would kind of diminish her story.
Yeah.
If he did that. So. I love Capaldi. I think he's fantastic as the Doctor, because every person you put up there, it's still the Doctor. There are little variations or stuff, but I don't see people like, oh, well, Peter Capaldi. I don't see that. I see the Doctor every time. And I've argued on Facebook with a number of people who this season, they have just been all...
Debated?
Yeah, sure, I guess. Wow, that was just right on the nose.
You're going to be paying for that one for a while.
I certainly am.
That's wonderful debater.
I'll buy you another Doctor Who thing. And this season has reminded me more of classic Who than anything since the series has been back. It feels like it looks like it, the whole tone of it. I love this whole questioning of what is a legend, what is an icon, what is a hero, that being dispersed throughout there. I love the Robin Hood episode because he was convinced there was no Robin Hood. When the Doctor is puzzled by something, that is fantastic television, and I absolutely love that moment.
Maya, what do you think?
I love the Doctor, well, the 12th Doctor, for the same reason, because he reminds me so much of the first 3 Doctors. Like, not any one of them specifically, but there's definitely references in his outfit and in his poses and in his attitude, and it reminds me of my childhood. And so I appreciate that he's older and curmudgeon-y and grouchy and manipulative and all of the wonderful things that the old Doctor was. And I also liked that has kind of taken away the romantic fangirl interest.
So could have done without that. I liked Rose until all that happened, and then I couldn't stand her anymore and was so glad when she left.
So yeah, altogether really well. I don't like having handled the whole Danny Tank thing, maybe for slightly different reasons. Honestly, I felt like them killing him was just a way to get us to cry more.
Work? Did it work? Cried?
Yeah, which, it's fair, but it was like, you already did this to us with the ponds and with River, like, and can we stop with the...
Can anybody just live happily ever after?
No.
You can, but it has to be in 1938.
Right. Martha was fine.
Yeah.
was just mad a lot.
Yeah.
Martha's not fine though. She's alive, but she lost all of that. The potential for all those experiences. Martha became the person she was before she met the doctor, and that's a loss. It's a
Wait, you mean Donna?
You mean Donna?
Oh, I'm sorry. Martha was fine. You're right. Martha is absolutely
He's like, what?
Martha's brilliant, although they did not give her
Martha is.
room, like on.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Donna, that still hurts.
Yeah.
It'll always be too soon.
It'll always be too soon.
I'm gonna say one last thing because I gotta run out and let Davey just talk as much as he wants. To me, the best thing, and this is something you pointed out, the Robin Hood episode again, if I could talk about that, where the doctor and Robin Hood are sitting there in the prison, and just that exchange. You could have put any incarnation of the doctor in that, and that scene absolutely works. I could see that with Smith, I could see it with Tennant, anybody in that would have worked, and I think that's why the season is strong, because it's still my same show.
There you go. Bravo. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Billy Flynn. We're not done. We have a couple things. Anyone else want to mention any of those aspects of Series 8? I'm kind of curious. Yeah.
I haven't talked about the doctor.
But anybody else other than Dave?
Anybody but Davey?
Go, please.
Okay, two things. One thing, jumping back to the unit thing, which just hit me as we were talking about it, they finished. It's a way for them to bring back Osgood, because we don't know when the story's taking place. If they're pre that scene or post that scene. But I love Capaldi. I loved every moment of Capaldi, and the thing I thought was brilliant about the series as a whole, Series 8, is that we never had a fully regenerated doctor. He was still suffering from regeneration sickness. That's why I think we had the fluctuarity in his personality. And I think that when he did his idiot speech in Death in Heaven, he finally finished cooking, and it was exciting to see the Christmas special because I think we finally had a glimpse of what Capaldi's really going to do with the doctor. And that's what has me so excited about Series 9, is that we get a doctor who's no longer regenerating, who's fully regenerated, no more regeneration sickness, because we do not know the ramifications of a Time Lord gaining another set of regenerations. We kind of have a hint of that with what happened with, what's his name? Big Time Lord, Timothy Rassilon, because we know that they brought him back to life after his death in order to lead their armies in the Time War, and it did not go so well for Rassilon. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Capaldi. Cool. And the Trolls. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys, everybody. Welcome to. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
At 3 o'clock today in main programming, we are going to be redoing the Doctor Who trivia that we did last year. This time we're not going to be in this small room. We're going to have the full room, 200 seats. So
And if you like Series 8,
Yes, and that's the spoiler I'll give is that it is a whole trivia based on Capaldi's era so far.
Wow, fascinating. Well, if you want to see someone who can't tell the difference between Donna and Martha play this game, I will also be competing for one of the prizes. So, thank you guys. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you around MystiCon. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.